Hare Krishna devotees, welcome to Shloka a Day. Today's Shloka is the last Shloka of chapter 9, Shloka number 34. Manmana bhava madbhaktaha
Manmana bhava madbhaktaha
madhyaji mam namaskuru
madhyaji mam namaskuru
mam e vaishyasi yuktvaivam
mame vaishyasi yuktvaivam
atmanam matparayanaha.
atmanam matparayanaha.
Forward meaning, translation, and purport by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Mat manaha.
Matmanaha,
Always thinking of me.
always thinking of me.
Bhava.
Bhava,
Become.
become.
Mat.
Mat,
My. Bhaktaha.
bhaktaha,
Devotee.
devotee.
Mat.
Mat,
My.
yaji,
Worshipper.
worshipper.
Mam. Unto me.
Unto me.
Namaskuru.
Namaskuru,
Offer obeisances.
offer obeisances.
Mam. Unto me.
Unto me.
Eva.
Completely.
Eshyasi. You will come. Yuktva. Being absorbed. Evam. Thus. Atmanam. Your soul. Matparayanaha. Devoted to me. Translation. Engage your mind always in thinking of me.
Engage your mind always in thinking of me.
Become my devotee. Offer obeisances to me. And worship me. Being completely absorbed in me. Surely you will come to me. Very important shloka for devotees. Very important instructions from the Lord. So let's say these are the 4 cardinal instructions for a devotee. In this verse, it is clearly indicated that Krishna consciousness is the only means of being delivered from the clutches of this contaminated world. Sometimes unscrupulous commentators distort the meaning of what is clearly stated here, that all devotional service should be offered to the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Krishna. Unfortunately, unscrupulous commentators divert the mind of the reader to that which is not at all feasible. Such commentators do not know that there is a difference between Krishna's mind, that there is no difference between Krishna's mind and Krishna. Krishna is not an ordinary human being. He is absolute truth. His body, his mind, and he himself are one and absolute. It is stated in the Kurma Purana, as it is quoted by Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Goswami in his Anubhashya comments on Chaitanya Charitamrita, 5th chapter, Adi Leela, verses 41 to 48. Deha dehi vibhedo yamneshware vidyate kvachit. This means there is no difference in Krishna, the Supreme Lord, between himself and his body. But because the commentators do not know the science of Krishna, they hide Krishna and divide his personality from his mind or from his body. Although this is sheer ignorance of the science of Krishna, some men make profit out of misleading people. There are some who are demonic. They also think of Krishna, but enviously. Just like King Kamsa, Krishna's uncle. He was also thinking of Krishna always, but he thought of Krishna as his enemy. He was always in anxiety, wondering when Krishna would come to kill him. That kind of thinking will not help us. One should be thinking of Krishna in devotional love. That is bhakti. One should cultivate the knowledge of Krishna continuously. What is that favorable cultivation? It is to learn from a bona fide teacher. Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and we have several times explained that his body is not material, but is eternal, blissful knowledge. This kind of talk about Krishna will help one become a devotee. Understanding Krishna otherwise from the wrong source will prove fruitless. One should therefore engage his mind in the eternal form, the primal form of Krishna, with conviction in his heart that Krishna is the Supreme. He should engage himself in worship. There are hundreds of thousands of temples in India for the worship of Krishna, and devotional service is practiced there. When such a practice is made, one has to offer obeisances to Krishna. One should lower his head before the deity and engage his mind, his body, his activities, everything. That will make one fully absorbed in Krishna without deviation. I was listening to a very short clip of a debate that happened recently between a well-known sannyasi in the Mayavadi tradition and Krishna consciousness followers, speakers. The question posed was, if Krishna says in the Bhagavad Gita, all you have to do is surrender to him, that's the ultimate conclusion. Why is this focus so much on self-inquiry? To which the Swamiji replied that for all of us, we can sense who we are, and therefore it is easy to focus on the self. Whereas to worship Krishna, it requires tremendous faith. If you have that faith, then yes, Bhakti Yoga is very, very easy and very sublime. But he was stating that not everybody has that kind of faith, which I thought in itself was an acknowledgement that self-inquiry is really not necessary. It becomes an outcome of surrendering to Krishna. So that's the reality for devotees. Here the Lord has given very simple, sublime instruction that we should always be thinking of him. If we always think of him, then in effect, we are his devotees. 4 simple instructions. Bow down to me, think of me always, worship me, and then becoming his devotee. Actually, it's in sequence. The way you understand the shloka is the topmost aspect of being a devotee is to always think of Krishna. If you can't always think of Krishna, then Krishna says, at least become my devotee. Have that much faith in me. If you can't become my devotee, then at least offer your obeisances to me. Begin there. If you can't do that, at least worship me. So there is a hierarchy here, with the topmost being, topmost instruction is that we should always think of Krishna. If we can't do that, at least express some love for Krishna by beginning our journey of becoming a devotee. If you can't do that, at least once in a while offer obeisances. If you can't do that, once in a while worship me. So if you look at the same instruction for a pure devotee, they will do all 4 in perfection. You would have seen many videos of Srila Prabhupada at the ripe old age of 70 plus 80, offering obeisances before the deities. So age is no barrier to offering obeisances to the Lord. My 85-year-old mother will offer obeisances to the deities. That's how strong her desire is to offer obeisances. So these 4 instructions anybody can follow, and it can be followed all the time. That is why Bhakti Yoga is so sublime. This entire chapter was about this particular aspect, that bhakti, although it is easy, it cannot be performed by everybody. Only those who have faith actually perform Bhakti Yoga. And to have that faith, that also is the mercy of Guru and Krishna. So we have already been benedicted by Krishna and Guru. We have to take advantage of that. And as Prabhupada repeatedly says, this one life we should give to Krishna. So we will read chapter 9 quickly again. But this is a summary view of how we began, how the glory about this relationship between Bhagwan and Bhakta in the form of Kevala Bhakti can also lead you to that ultimate knowledge. That is from shlokas 1 to 3. From shlokas 4 to 10, the Lord's inconceivable relationship with the material world. How he is here, he's not here. How he pervades everything and is also within everything and also without on the outside. How different people understand Krishna differently. That was looked at from shlokas 11 to 19. And the Lord compares and contrasts demigod worship with pure devotional service. And the conclusion is that Kevala Bhakti, only Bhakti for Krishna, is far superior to demigod worship. The last section that we have covered, which was from shlokas 29 to 34, the glories of directly worshipping Sri Krishna, Kevala Bhakti, elevates even the most fallen. So let's just quickly read the entire chapter, since we are concluding the chapter now, and remind ourselves of what all the Lord has said in these 34 shlokas. So this chapter is called Raja Vidya Raja Guhya Yogaha. The Supreme Personality of Godhead said, "My dear Arjuna, because you are never envious of me, I shall impart to you this most confidential knowledge and realization, knowing which you shall be relieved of the miseries of material existence. This knowledge is the king of education, the most secret of all secrets. It is the purest knowledge, and because it gives direct perception of the self by realization, it is the perfection of religion. It is everlasting, and it is joyfully performed. Those who are not faithful in this devotional service cannot attain me, O conqueror of enemies. Therefore, they return to the path of birth and death in this material world. By me, in my unmanifested form, this entire universe is pervaded. All beings are in me, but I am not in them. And yet everything that is created does not rest in me. Behold my mystic opulence. Although I am the maintainer of all living entities, and although I am everywhere, I am not a part of this cosmic manifestation. For myself is the very source of creation. Understand that as the mighty wind blowing everywhere rests always in the sky, all created beings rest in me. O son of Kunti, at the end of the millennium, all material manifestations enter into my nature, and at the beginning of another millennium, by my potency, I create them again. The whole cosmic order is under me. Under my will, it is automatically manifested again and again, and under my will, it is annihilated at the end. O Dhananjaya, all this work cannot bind me. I am ever detached from all these material activities, seated as though neutral. This material nature, which is one of my energies, is working under my direction, O son of Kunti, producing all moving and non-moving beings. Under its rule, this manifestation is created and annihilated again and again. Fools deride me when I descend in the human form. They do not know my transcendental nature as the Supreme Lord of all that be. Those who are thus bewildered are attracted by demonic and atheistic views. In that deluded condition, their hopes for liberation, their fruitive activities, and their culture of knowledge are all defeated. O son of Pritha, those who are not deluded, the great souls, are under the protection of the divine nature. They are fully engaged in devotional service because they know me as the Supreme Personality of Godhead, original and inexhaustible, always chanting my glories, endeavoring with great determination, bowing down before me. These great souls perpetually worship me with devotion. Others who engage in sacrifice by the cultivation of knowledge worship the Supreme Lord as the one without a second, as diverse in many, and in the universal form. But it is I who am the ritual, I the sacrifice, the offering to the ancestors, the healing herb, the transcendental chant. I am the butter and the fire and the offering. I am the father of this universe, the mother, the support, and the grandsire. I am the object of knowledge, the purifier and the syllable Om. I am also the Rig, the Sama, and the Yajur Vedas. I am the goal, the sustainer, the master, the witness, the abode, the refuge, and the most dear friend. I am the creation and the annihilation, the basis of everything, the resting place and the eternal seed. O Arjuna, I give heat, and I withhold and send forth the rain. I am immortality, and I am also death personified. Both spirit and matter are in me. Those who study the Vedas and drink the Soma juice, seeking the heavenly planets, worship me indirectly. Purified of sinful reactions, they take birth on the pious heavenly planet of Indra, where they enjoy godly delights. When they have thus enjoyed vast heavenly sense pleasure, and the results of their pious activities are exhausted, they return to this mortal planet again. Thus, those who seek sense enjoyment by adhering to the principles of the three Vedas achieve only repeated birth and death. But those who always worship me with exclusive devotion, meditating on my transcendental form, to them I carry what they lack and I preserve what they have. Those who are devotees of other gods and who worship them with faith actually worship only me, O son of Kunti, but they do so in a wrong way. I am the only enjoyer and master of all sacrifices. Therefore, those who do not recognize my true transcendental nature fall down. Those who worship the demigods will take birth among the demigods. Those who worship the ancestors go to the ancestors. Those who worship ghosts and spirits will take birth among such beings. And those who worship me will live with me. If one offers me with love and devotion a leaf, a flower, a fruit, or water, I will accept it. Whatever you do, whatever you eat, whatever you offer or give away, and whatever austerities you perform, do that, O son of Kunti, as an offering to me. In this way, you will be freed from bondage to work and its auspicious and inauspicious results. With your mind fixed on me in this principle of renunciation, you will be liberated and come to me. I envy no one, nor am I partial to anyone. I am equal to all. But whoever renders service unto me in devotion is a friend, is in me, and I am also a friend to him. Even if one commits the most abominable action, if he is engaged in devotional service, He is to be considered saintly because he is properly situated in his determination. He quickly becomes righteous and attains lasting peace. O son of Kunti, declare it boldly that my devotee never perishes. O son of Pratha, those who take shelter in me, though they be of lower birth, women, Vaishyas, and Shudras, can attain the supreme destination. How much more so, how much more this is so of the righteous Brahmanas, the devotees, and the saintly kings. Therefore, having come to this temporary miserable world, engage in loving service unto me. Engage your mind always in thinking of me, become my devotee, offer obeisances to me, and worship me. Being completely absorbed in me, surely you will come to me. So, very beautiful chapter, worth reading again and again on the core aspect of what is devotional service. Pure devotional service means always thinking of Krishna, all times, to become his devotee, to offer obeisances to him, and to worship him. Like this, Krishna is asking us to be completely absorbed in him. If we can reach that stage of complete absorption in Krishna, then Krishna says, you'll come back to me. For sure. There's no doubt about this.
If you like our videos, please subscribe to our channel and turn on the bell notification. If you'd like to join our classes every day, please check the details in the description section of this video. We look forward to serving you.